I mean, that is until Rack would find himself in a shootout
That was Rack Baby too? There's no way, because I reacted to this years ago. There's no way.
middle of a liquor store, and after getting shot in the leg, he would open fire to make his getaway, and it was all caught on camera.
Woo! Rack Baby documentary, the quick one on Vote Now. Now this my dog right here. Y'all better not be lying on my dog. You don't want to lying on my dog. Yeah.
The rise of Rack Baby is one of the most insane stories that we have covered on this channel. From getting in multiple fistfights to being involved in a shootout to save his life after getting shot in the leg, Rack Baby has made himself the top op from Chicago all the way down to Atlanta. After losing his friends to this gang war, Rack would continue to confront anyone who questions his street credibility and is willing to kill over his fallen members.
Got broke ass niggas out here box these bullets, man. You better box these bullets.
Atlanta police arrested 2 teens on Election Day and charged them with murder.
There's no video or no proof.
I guarantee that's coming up down.
Who hot? My baby boy. And what happened to all him? We'll tell you when all the other niggas die. They'll tell you about him too.
All of the people involved in this heinous crime
I ain't know
are in
his story
fact
was this deep
juveniles.
though. I ain't know his story. I ain't surprised. I ain't know his story got crazy like that.
Rack Baby was born around June 2005 and was also certainly raised in the Rack. Well, for the most part. His dad was living off of 69th and Rockwell Street in Inglewood, but his mom, on the other hand, would live in Atlanta near MLK Jr. Drive and Pascal Boulevard. So this is really why you see so much crossover when it comes to Rack Baby and his unique sound. Now, here's where there's some confusion that sets in, because recently there has been some photos of Rack Baby as a kid, hanging with celebrities like John Witherspoon and Nipsey Hussle when he was only 6 years old. Rack Baby would admit yes. After his dad moved to LA for a while, Rack had taken some child acting roles. He had done some commercial work, but most notably, Rack was in a Snoop Dogg video titled Tired of Running, alongside with the late Nipsey Hussle. Although Rack was enjoying life in LA, it would soon be short-lived. After turning 9 years old, he would move back to Chicago for a few months, only to relocate permanently to his mom's house in Atlanta. By the time Rack was 10 years old, he had enough of this volatile life and would start expressing himself through his music.
So he from Chicago and Atlanta at the same time. That's why he sounds so so raw, because he got Atlanta and Chicago and he kind of like mashed it and mixed it
Now,
together.
some would say that music would keep them out of trouble, but for Rack Baby, it would be the exact opposite. Soon, he would be tied in with some of the most notorious gangs in Atlanta. Not to mention, he still also had ties with Chicago's M Block. Around 11 to 12 years old, Rack was hanging out with Anti the Menace and Hen Dog, and he would start attending Lindley Middle School. This is around when he had claimed to have jumped off the porch.
Okay, so him and Anti the Menace and all of them, they grew up together.
15 to 16 years old, Rack says that he started to go to school on the west side, and that took his music and street credibility to a new level, and started to hang with a gang called 952, while also working at McDonald's. Dropping his first official song in July 2021, titled Hen Dog, which is at over 22,000 views to date. This song, Rack would say, is his favorite song that he's ever made, after only getting 1,000 views in the first month. The opening intro, we see a 16-year-old Rack Baby, which he was also going by 952 Rack at the time, or Lil Rack, acting out a robbery. We would also see him acting out another shooting for his video titled Slide Down, which is at over 19,000 views to date. But it wasn't until 2022 that things started to get really dicey. Remember that Rack Baby has ties with M Block in Chicago. Well, we all know who the most known crash out from M Block is, Bando KD. And it was in March 2022 when Rack Baby would get news that Bando KD was on the run for a murder of a 12-year-old little girl. It would turn out that he was shooting at the ops with a switch, and the little girl would be hit.
He wasn't shooting at no ops, he was shooting at a random car that passed by that they just wanted to do something, folks. He wasn't looking at no damn op. That random car was a sleep little girl and a mama in the car, bro. There's no reason why they should have switched cheese that car like that, bro. They bogus as hell.
In a vehicle nearby, although he would not be caught and would be out dropping music and doing interviews, and more than likely catching more bodies. Rack Baby would continue to drop more music, but this time with his longtime friend Anti the Menace. In 2022, Rack Baby dropped 3 visuals amounting in over 700,000 views total. One titled Gun Sounds that did over 400,000 views alone. Then in December 2022, Rack would get some more devastating news. One of his young homies, Lil Hot, would be shot in the head by his own.
That's crazy. This probably how he found, because like I think Rack Baby was just first starting to blow up and he followed me on the gram and I was like, damn, I heard of this little nigga. And I followed him back. But I remember reacting to this. So this was one of his little guys, I guess. I didn't know that he had ties to him. Basically, he got like kind of like backdoored by some young kid, and they hit him up in the head like on camera on the train station in Atlanta. And I don't even think it was no real reason for real. You know what I'm saying?
Own friend, Lil Rodney. Lil Rodney and 6 others would be arrested for the murder of Lil Hot, Ola Cam, and the murder of other young teens of Atlanta.
Teenagers are in jail
Oh, so
right
they had
now
a lot
charged
of
with
money.
murdering 2 other teens. It's a big break in a case we've been following since it happened a week and a half ago. Atlanta police say the shooting near Atlantic Station was gang-related.
Atlanta police arrested 2 teens on Election Day and charged them with murder in the shooting that occurred on 17th Street, just feet away from the popular Atlantic Station. It's where
Damn.
12-year-old Zion Charles
12
and
years old,
15-year-old
bro.
Cameron Jackson were murdered.
They killed both of them little boys, and there wasn't even really no reason for real. This what I be saying, like when kids see the streets, folk, they don't know how to take it, man. They kids, you know. So if you got a bunch of kids with guns and switches, and they think shooting people cool, now they coming up with any reason, any way, anything. Motherfucker step on your shoe, you ready to blick somebody down because somebody told you that you was cool if you was like that. You feel me? Now you ain't
Police
even
say both
understanding like you
suspects
tweak.
have opened up.
Now we've lost four young boys.
That's crazy.
And Atlanta police told us today that all of the people involved in this heinous crime are in fact juveniles.
Rack would later pay tribute
That's
in his
Rack
song
Baby,
titled
Lil
I
Homie.
Miss Lil
Damn.
Hot. After this, Rack Baby would start to put his all into his music.
I want to put y'all on to some of the easiest money you'll ever make in your life. Freecast.com is a website that allows you to literally get paid hundreds of dollars just for playing video games on your phone. All you need is an email and a password. Follow the directions on each of the campaigns and you can earn at least $100. My personal favorite game to play was Sunrise Island, and when I clicked on it, they had a $370 bonus. I got $370 just for playing the video game on my phone. On average, it only takes about 17 minutes for most people to start earning money on freecash.com. So if you need some free, easy, extra money, go to freecash.com, click the QR code right here, or go in the description below and start getting that bag. You did?
And started dropping songs that would put him on the map in a major way. In 2023, Rack Baby would put out a modest 18 visuals with 3 projects. Not to mention, the views
going
on his
crazy
music
with
videos
3, boy.
amounted
That's
to
what I
over
first started hearing
12
about.
million views in total. With fan favorites like Soldier Love, where I believe at the beginning of this video, Rack is on FaceTime with Will from Taylor Gang. Let me know in the comments if I'm right about that. And don't forget to like and subscribe. But we can't forget about mentioning Automatic, which would put Rack Baby on the radar and even get the famous Honcho to jump on a remix. It was at this moment that Rack would put out his debut project titled Maniac Baby, following along with El Peligro
That's my
and
shit.
Bloody
He got-
Holiday.
He got some shit on
Project
El Peligro.
titled
This
Maniac
like-
Baby,
when I first was
following
on
along
right here.
with El
His
Peligro
album.
and Bloody Holiday. Rack Baby was the hottest name in the street at this point, and it was undeniable. Labels fighting hand over fist, which eventually later he would choose to sign with Alamo Records. Although 2023 was
That
Rack
money,
Baby's
boy.
biggest year yet, there would also begin to be plenty of controversy surrounding him at this time, when his op, LaThrode, would post an alleged photo of Rack in a jail cell with his head in the toilet. There would also be claims that he was a rat.
You gonna post a picture of a dark-skinned dude with his head in the toilet and say that it's Rack Baby, but we can't see his face.
Photo of Rack in a jail cell with his head in the toilet. There would also be claims that he was a rat, in which Rack would then take to IG Live to address these claims.
So there's no video or no proof of a nigga doing none of that. Why y'all gotta cover up everything? And that's me just showing it.
Right.
Well,
Y'all covered
But
up
in
everything. If
2024,
that's me,
Rack was
sure.
back in the studio
You
again.
don't come to the internet and say this me and not show my face. If that was really me, wouldn't you not cover it up so everybody will believe? Y'all look slow.
Doing what he loves, dropping about 21 more visuals, amounting in over 35 million views. Rack Baby at this point is a music machine. In 2024, his most viewed videos are Dead Bodies and More Maggots, which is at over 4.8 million views, and My Bitch, which is at over 5.2 million views. Not to mention 3 more projects, titled Obtruse, which he would later drop the deluxe for,
That my
and the
shit
famous
right there.
Spill Season,
That
which
my
would be
shit,
released
too.
under
Them
Alamo
2
Records.
albums right there. Come over to play, little baby. See better go follow the minute. Say she don't do this often. She take off in a minute. Say when I bought it for the price on me for ticket. Do you want me to go deep? I'm digging, baby. I'm gonna keep going on drilling.
Rack Baby was on top of the world at this point, but he still would not allow that to stop him from putting you in your place. Where we can see Rack fighting on 3 different occasions, allow that to stop him from putting you in your place. Where we can see Rack fighting on 3 different occasions, once boxing his friend with some insane head movement. Another where he would be seen giving a solid beatdown to his op Lil Taz.
Y'all boy get another one in.
I respect the fact that he is still the first rapper to box someone before picking up a gun. Well, I mean, that is until Rack would find himself in a shootout
That
in
was
the
Rack Baby too? There's no way, because I reacted to this here.
middle of a liquor store, and after getting shot in the leg, he would open fire to make his getaway, and it was all caught on camera. At this point,
I ain't gonna lie, I wouldn't be surprised if that
he would
was
open
him.
fire to make his getaway, and it was all caught on camera.
I ain't gonna say it don't look like him, like
At this
skinny, black, dark skinned dude with dreads. I ain't gonna say that ain't him.
At this point, Rack Baby has been so viral.
Pause. Listen, I have a mentorship called the Moolah Membership where I'm going to teach you how to get rich with business, YouTube, crypto, stocks, financial literacy, credit, every single way. Now, I became a millionaire by the time I was 23 years old. I'm going to teach you step by step for only $50. Click the first link in the description right now and get added to my group chat where I'm going to give you one-on-one help to make sure you get rich in 2024. Click it right now. Stop tweaking because we got very, very, very limited spots and I don't want you to miss this bag.
That he's getting support from the biggest rappers in the game, like Scrooly G and the one and only Lil Baby. We would also see Rack post a photo on M-Block where he grew up and would frequently visit his friends DIY and Bando KD. At this time, in September 2024, Bando KD would be arrested and charged for the murder of that 12-year-old little girl back in 2022. Rack Baby and DIY would both react on their Instagram stories. Now, this year in 2025, Rack Baby has continued to drop heat, while so far he has dropped about 8 visuals, which my favorites are Belt Boys, which is at 3.4 million views, and 34 Blicks in Miami, which is at over 1.2 million views to date. Also, Rack dropped his project, More Spill, back in March. So I mean, overall, Rack Baby has not only worked his ass off to get to where he is today, he has also fought tooth and nail to defend his spot. Although he was involved in jail, shootouts, and gang violence, Rack has continued to put out incredible music at an insane rate. And in my opinion, he might have some industry friends, but nowhere near an industry plant himself.
They trying to call him an industry plant? Fuck you, an industry plant from the hood. Stupid ass boy. Why you an industry plant and you broke your whole goddamn life? What does that mean? Industry plant? No, he just blew up with Anti-them, Baby Kia and all them. When they was all blowing up on the internet, bro. He was with that wave. You know what I'm saying? He was like a lot more calmer than them niggas, so that's why I can't listen to them niggas. You listen to their songs, boy, you ready to kill somebody, blow up the building. I'm cool.
Is as authentic as they come, and has also recently announced that he has a kid on the way. So in that case, I hope he stays out of trouble and continues to pursue music, because he's definitely one of the most talented rappers that we've covered on this channel. And I encourage you all to go check out more of his music. And
yeah, I'm glad he gets some recognition though over there. Do your homework. I ain't know he was beating niggas up, and I ain't know he was in that video though. That's crazy.
You thought that shit was funny, huh?
Can we get our food first?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
And I want you guys to enjoy it. But after that, I don't know if I want gooners and jokesters in my place of business.
Okay.
You guys make me sick. Alright. I'll be back with the food.
Thanks. I think. Oh, it's all your fault. It's all your fault, man. This is all your fault, man. Hold on. Do you understand this? There's a couple of things I need to address. One, why are you watching Mommy ASMR? 2, why are you watching it at work? 3, why do you have posts, notifications, subs, and 6 recently watched videos? And you're doing it in a public server. You?
Put this bitch back like I'm double heaven. Hold up, triple deuces. Put this bitch up, we got all the juices. Hold up, speak to heaven. Eat that by my mama, demon minute. Me body chill, at least down one bite. My dog, see that body.